Hi, always Savile and welcome to my channel, Cotton Rebel 9. Today I'm going to be talking about Rangers going into administration. What the effect it will have on the club and on Scottish football as a whole. First of all, let's talk about the club. Right, the immediate punishment Rangers have got is a 10-point deduction. So that puts them 14 points behind the current leaders, Celtic. So Celtic have pretty much got the season won. Um, they're not going to win it, Rangers. Also, what else would the problems they'll have? By going to administrations, as long as they've got the money to pay players' wages, they should still be able to fulfil their remaining fixtures, which is good for other um, clubs in the Scottish Premier League, which I'll go into a little bit later. Um, but unless they actually have to dispose of a large percentage of their playing staff and they can't put a team together, then they won't be able to fulfil their fixtures. But that is extremely unlikely. The Rangers should still be able to fulfil their fixtures at the end of the season. Also, yeah, players' contracts are still valid. They'll still be honoured. However, the players might still be asked to take a cut in wages, or you know, had their bonuses stopped. They'll be asked if they can't, Rangers can't go in and say, okay, we're cutting your bonuses, we're getting rid of your bonuses. They have to actually ask the players, and the players will have to agree, probably on an individual basis, probably. Um, also, what the question everyone else is asking, will they be able to play into Europe next season? Well, that's a bit of a tricky one. If they can get out of administration by the end of March, then yes, they'll be able to compete into Europe next season. Um, However, if they're not able to come out of administration by March, then no. Under the new UEFA fair pay rule or financial rule, whatever, they will not be able to compete into Europe next season. Um, this is where it gets a little bit tricky as well. If by any chance Rangers come out as a different entity, meaning they're no longer called Rangers or Glasgow Rangers, they're called something else, like I don't know, that team formerly known as Glasgow Rangers. I don't know, it's something like that. Then that will be entirely up to the Scottish Football Association, which you would think that they will give um, a UEFA Pro license, competitive license, whatever it's called too. But it's also down to UEFA as well. So it's up down to these two organisations to decide if Rangers come out as a new entity, if they'll enter Europe or not. Which you would have thought the Scottish Football Association will provide a licence, and you would have thought UEFA will as well, because even if they come out as a different entity, as a different name, they're still essentially Rangers. So they'll still be pretty much recognisable. Just that I think they'll probably have to have a new logo, a new club badge, a new name. But you would have thought UEFA would still want to give them a license because they will still want to have a fairly big size club in the competition. Yeah. Um, Also, okay, that's what will happen with Rangers. That's some sort of what it means for Rangers going into administration. What does this mean for Scottish football in the wider field? Well, first of all, they'll you know Rangers is one of the top two big clubs in the league. So now you've only got one big club in the league now, whereas Celtic, who are going to walk over the league this season. You think if Rangers can't come out of administration this season, that Celtic will walk over it next season because Rangers will have to sell their top big names, their top stars. Also, what this mean? Meaning if Rangers not in European competition, that means TV companies will be looking at Scotland and going, well, there's only one big fish in that league now. Why are we showing Scottish football? Or why are we paying as much as we are for Scottish football? So you'll probably get some TV companies will uh, will either cancel their existing deals or scale back. So meaning a loss in revenue, significant revenue streams for the rest of the Scottish League. So clubs like St Mirren won't be able to get as much money as they used to through TV deals, and other clubs as well. And Celtic got to be careful as well, because Celtic will have to see a reduction in their TV revenue as well. So, you know, so Celtic will start having to look at their books again and start looking where they can make savings, which they'll probably will in the summer anyway. They'll probably sell one or two big stars, get some big wages off the books, simply because they can afford to now. Rangers won't possibly be a force next season, so they'll be looking to scale back on what player wages, get some revenue in, make some savings, pay off a bit of debt, so as to put them into a good position for for less revenue for next season. Some revenue streams will be reduced. Also, what will this have effect on other clubs as well in the league? Simply because if Rangers are not competing, like if somehow they're not competing anymore in the league, then the fans won't be turning. Then you won't have Ranger fans going to the games. If Rangers no longer able to fulfil their commitments, then Ranger fans not going to turn up to any old game, are they? So other clubs will miss out on the away day supporters. Also, with the club going to administration, will Ranger fans continue? Well, I know that they will keep on supporting the club, but will they be going to the away games anymore? Will they be going thinking, well, we're in administration now, I'll go to the home games, but I won't be going to the away games? Which some probably will, but I think you'll still get a few that will go. But yeah, that's what will affect Scottish football. But also, what Scottish football got to worry about is also these two Champions League places they've got. Without Rangers in it, will UEFA continue allowing them to have two spots, or will they just have the one? Will they cut down on their Europa League places as well? These are all questions you've got to ask yourself. Will they do it for the start of next season? No, because obviously you've got the two Champions League spots. That will stay to the end of the season. So whoever finishes second will go into the qualifying for Champions League. But what about next season? Oh, excuse me. Well, over the course of the summer, will UEFA decide to, you know what? We're only going to give you one Champions League spot, and you have to go through the first round of qualifying to get into the main stage of the Champions League. This is what Scottish football's got to worry about. Also, this will, if Rangers get into administration as well, how will this affect youth development in Scotland? How will this affect the national team? You would have thought this will have a dramatic effect on the Scottish national team, which starting to turn a corner a bit in competitions. They're not as good as they used to be in the 70s and 80s, but they have turned a corner, Scottish football, at the moment. You would have thought in the next World Cup qualifying, they'll do a bit more better in that, and will actually be challenging to get into, maybe not automatically get into the World Cup, but certainly get into that playoff spot, and they'll end up playing against, I don't know, like Saudi Arabia or someone like that to get into the playoffs for the World Cup. Okay, yeah, that's my vlog. Please leave your comments and opinions down in the comment section. And thanks for watching. Cheers, guys. Bye bye.